In a pleasant wooded valley lived a huntsman tall and able. He relied on skill and cunning for the food upon his table. He would walk the forest shadows with his little son in tow, teaching him the archer's art and all that he should know. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. In the valley there was freedom and a man was left to living, but as year gave way to year the ruling men grew less forgiving. On a day as black as death a governor to rule them came, turning landsmen into slaves, and Gessler was his name. In the center of the village Gessler set a lofty pillar, and he ordered every subject, be he serf or be he miller, to do homage to the hat that Gessler placed atop the pole, or to forfeit to the crown his life if not his soul. But the huntsman William Tell came into town the morning after. William heard of Gessler's order and could only roar with laughter. Honest men should hold a rank above a petty autocrat. I would never bow to him, I'll not bow to his hat. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Gessler's soldiers seized the huntsman and his little son for treason, but the people of the village cried for mercy and for reason. Gessler stays the execution, but a cruel test contrives. Prove to me your skill, and you may ransom back your lives. I have heard it said you have no peer with longbow and with arrow, that your shaft can find the quickest hare and fell the smallest sparrow. On the head of your young son I'll place an apple ripe and red. Split it with one shot, or at my word you both are dead. William Tell went to his son and said, I swear I will not hurt you. Courage will not bow to fear, nor shall this evil conquer virtue. Turn your face towards our home and stand as still as any tree. I will split the apple, we shall soon be home and free. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Every tongue was still and silent as the archer paced the distance. Gessler's soldiers lined the square and there was no hope of resistance. William knocked a single arrow, put his shoulders back and drew. Then the arrow sang and split the apple clean in two. All at once the crowd erupted into cheers and into chatter, and the second arrow fell from William's quiver with a clatter. Gessler said, why hold two arrows when I bid you shoot but one? That one would have found your heart if I had shot my son. Take the archer now and hang him, Gessler to his men was crying. But before the soldiers moved, the archer and his son were flying. From the shelter of the wood, the hunter loosed a final dart. Gessler died with William's arrow buried in his heart. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low, for the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow. Keep your eye clear and keen like a falcon on the wing. Keep your heart strong and steady like your hand upon the string. Never bow to a tyrant while your people are laid low. For the highest head may fall to the man who wields a bow.
Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable.
Yes, we have to deny so many claims per month to meet our shareholders' expectations.
Including children, have lost their health insurance.
What's so frustrating is that politicians have spent decades saying they recognize the problem and they make promises to do something, and then almost nothing happens.
You know what they say to themselves in the dark. It's only a crime if you don't wear a tie. We keep them all busy paying their fines. Hear the epiphany, light up the spark. You know what they say to themselves in the dark. It's only a crime if you don't
Seniors
wear a
are
tie.
the fastest growing segment of the homeless population.
And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets some motivation to look up to the 1% and say,
now they're looking at your posts, they're looking at your anger, and they're moving to apprehend those who say something in anger.
Increasingly by choice or by accident, this is the role our nation has taken, the role of those who make peaceful revolution impossible by refusing to give up the privileges and the pleasures that come from the immense profits of overseas investments.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Hello, Big Bad Ardwolf. Hello, the Profane Priestess. Hello, Jay the Cryptid. Hello, Eric's9171. Hello, Catabingo Rising Revengeance. Hello, Blueberry Bumblebee. Hello, Banana Brains. Hello, Spartan. Hello, Lizabeth. Hello, Down the Irons. Hello, DTH. Hello, Laura Tekiwi Burb. Hello, Para to Normal. Hello, 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 everyone. How we doing today? Hello, Trains and Bullshit. Hello, Walking Neon Carpet. Hello, Raise. Is it showing me, like, the wrong usernames? I'm seeing, like, Did YouTube, like, change how it does usernames? Yeah, it did? Okay, because I was like, wait a minute. I notice there's a number of, like, you know, profile pictures I recognize, but I don't associate with those usernames. Everyone went back to default? That's weird. Well, You are still underground uncle. Don't you worry. I will have to transform to punish bingo. Literally just happened. Yeah, I don't it's weird. Hello, Trains and Bullshit. Hello, Metal Kitty Mom. Hello, Malachi. Also, my site chat is bugged a little bit. Let me refresh that. Post in site chat. There we go. It's working now. Hello, Mr. Miyagi. Hello, Uncle Gumbald. Hello, Punky Gal. Hello, Sweet Blasphemy. Hello, Mr. Malachite. Hello, Travis T. Hello, Default X. Hello, Nine-Tailed Witch. Hello, Eddie666. Hello, Mr. Miyagi. I probably already said hello to you. Hello, Temporal Wizard. Hello, Jess. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Bastion. Hello, everyone. Yeah, today is to put it mildly, a pretty horrible news day. The Supreme Court of the United States of America has made it an ongoing decision, I guess, to just drop all of their worst decisions at the end of their judicial session. It's a real clusterfuck, and I don't feel ready to tackle all of that in depth because I'm not a legal expert. I'm gonna take some time over the weekend to kind of like try and figure out exactly what all of this means. But it's bad. It is bad. Taking an upper decker on the Constitution before fucking off for vacation. I mean, I have to like how do I put it? There is like a small possibility of a silver lining to all of the decisions that I've seen so far and what I have been able to like ascertain about them. And it seems like the minor victories we have to really to maybe hang some legal hopes on would be that is there anything we can do about our names in chat? I mean, there should be a way that you can change your username. I will just have to remod you, but I'm not sure. I know nothing about the YouTube name change. This is new to me. Sorry about that, folks. Nah, Banana Brains. Call her Erica. Hello, Fox of Fate. But the silver lining is that it did still give lower courts some ability to curtail actions. Some, not a lot. And the other silver lining is that there's going to be a shit ton of legislation. Not legislation. I keep using legislation. Jesus Christ. Judicial happenings, cases making their way to the Supreme Court. They're going to be busy as fuck. And there's also some small demonstration by Justice Roberts, slim as it may be, that he has been routinely kicking the can down the road. Litigation, that is what I'm trying to say, Werix. Thank you. But he's been kicking the can down the road, and in his own really incredibly, impossibly stupid way, not fully capitulating, which is
cold comfort, but it is truly heinous shit in the latest round of rulings. I mean, like, genuinely, what I need to see from, like, the Democratic establishment at this point, or Democrats in general, is, like, an explicit, hey, we're going to fix this. Because this is not a functional court. This isn't a functional, like, check or balance. This is nonsense. You know, like, the Supreme Court of the United States just a couple years ago said, well, whoa, Joe Biden, a president can't just unilaterally provide student debt relief. That's a step too far. The Constitution forbids it. And literally, we have Donald Trump putting out executive orders trying to strip birthright citizenship, and they're like, well, you know, we don't know about that. We're not really gonna rule on that at all. We're just gonna say, you know, it can go into effect for anyone who doesn't file a case, which is fucking nuts. It's just fucking nuts. Like, the entire premise is, well, you can have rights if you file a court case. And that is untenable. That is untenable law, and it goes directly against the explicit text of the Constitution. And there's no precedent for it. There's nothing there, but, like, genuinely, at this point, like, if you're in a blue state, you have some measure of protection here. If you're in a red state, things just got exponentially scarier for you, you know? And it's terrifying. That's insane and would clog the court system. That's exactly what's going to happen. You know? And, like, it's not tenable what is happening right now. And we need, like, explicitly the Democrats to run on a platform of, like, unfucking the courts. And genuinely, maybe that, and this is just like a rough idea, maybe that process involves creating explicit governmental bodies that are designed to be nonpartisan, hands-off parts of the legislative branch that have the sole purpose of investigating, you know, corruption on the courts, corruption in the federal branch. Like, there needs to be some kind of actual watchdog with teeth that is capable of holding these people to account. Because what's insane is that they went out there today, dropped the biggest fucking deuce on the Constitution in US history, and most of them, you know, at least 6 of them, are probably, like, boarding private jets and getting on yachts with billionaires by now. It's nonsense. And then they pretend like, oh, well, you know, we're just really good friends with billionaires. There's no quid pro quo here. We just get millions of dollars for them. And, you know, that's not going to color our decision making on the court. It's nuts. This is an untenable system. Everyone in the United States should sue the government. It'd be, honestly, like, it's kind of getting to the point where, like, you might just, as a matter of course, need to file a lawsuit against the US government just to have basic human rights. God. Barrett was with the dissenting liberals? Nope. Barrett, Amy Coney Barrett, I believe I still need to, like, you know, dig my teeth into all of the decisions today, but she ruled with the other conservative justices. Like it's so bad that literally the dissenting liberal justices in like half the orders that came down today were like, yeah, this is a threat to the very concept of like America, and in all good conscience, I cannot be a part of this. Like it's really bad. It's really bad. I think they had a threatening talk with her. It seems very uncharacteristic. She's a conservative, guys. Like, she's been ruling on some, like, pretty severe things alongside the liberal justices in a handful of cases. She's still very much a conservative, you know? She, like, don't forget, she's part of, like, a fundamentalist Christian cult, okay? Like, she's not like, she hasn't like switched sides and become like a good guy here, okay? She's never been on our side. The surprising thing was that she was siding with the liberal justices at all on anything. That's what took people by surprise. Well, and Jess, I given how the court has ruled so far, the ruling would indicate if you are a truck driver from California, but for work you go into a red state and you get pulled over, you aren't operating under California law anymore. It kind of like how if a police officer pulls you over in like a different state, you should be following that state's driving laws. You know, in this case, like, that's what makes the patchwork approach so scary, you know? It's really not good. But immigration is a federal issue and not a state one. That's just insane. Yeah, but I would guess that like states might be the first step of like verifying citizenship. Genuinely, again, this is why I need to look more into the issue, because I am not entirely sure how that chain goes. Yeah, shoot bang. There is there is an element to this that has been, I think, very under discussed, and it is the fact that, you know, I know that we all know and we're all on the same page about Republicans by and large, you know, as a result of the Southern strategy, you know, that developed under Nixon, have been radicalized towards you know, this this idea of white supremacy, right? Growing out of a feeling of, you know, disillusionment following the loss on segregation. And what I think we need to talk about more, and I'll be putting more emphasis on, is the fact that this is effectively a the South will rise again. When Confederates talk about that, when people who stand for the Confederacy talk about that, that's what's happening right now. You know, there was a news story today, and again, like a blip in the ocean of news that just keeps washing over us, about Pete Hegseth instituting new standards for soldiers, specifically that discriminate against African American soldiers, in order to kick them out of the military. And this hasn't really been talked about in great detail, but basically there is a condition that predominantly affects African Americans regarding shaving, where some African Americans, when they shave, they have like a predisposition to like have their hair come out and then grow back into the skin, and that can cause some pretty awful health problems. But Pete Hegseth wants to institute a mandatory shaving regimen for soldiers so that all soldiers are clean shaven. And this would essentially mean that either the Pentagon has to pay for laser hair removal. You know, odd that perhaps they'd be willing to consider that for cis soldiers and not trans ones, but yeah. Or they just kick black people out of the military. So what I mean, like, you can like start putting some of these different pieces together here, but like there are basically a bunch of policies and regulations and rules that are being implemented across the board in various different ways and at various different levels that are designed to reinforce white supremacy. They are designed to bring back the time of Jim Crow. They are designed to re-enslave non-white Americans and people who happen to be here. And I think that we lose something if we aren't openly talking about the fact that what is happening here is a reassertion of the fucking Confederacy. You know, maybe you'd consider it a soft reassertion, but like it's really we need to call a spade here, right? Like that's what's happening. The legislation that is coming out, in the big beautiful bill, the policies that are being implemented, the laws that are being ruled on by the Supreme Court, all of it is kind of reconstructing a states' rights patchwork mentality that is not sustainable and sets us up for a very large collision when it comes to, you know, that entire bag of worms. And like, we all know how it went down last time. I had a huge problem with this in BASIC, wasn't able to get a shaving profile until AIT, and then at DLI, docs denied the renewal of that profile and ended up having to slice my face up for 3 years. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Zach. I mean, that Harlan Crow guy was a neo-Confederate, wasn't he? Exactly, yes! He literally has a room full of Hitler memorabilia. Dude's a fucking Nazi. And he's like whining and dining the conservative members of the Supreme Court. It's nuts. When I talk about how after we inevitably win, and we will, there is going to need to be some accountability, some reassertion of what is just and good in this country. And like, it needs to start with the people at the top of the power structures.
Celebrating Mom Donnie good news with good news of my own. Boyfriend and I are finally moving into our first apartment. No more parents around. Hey.
Hell yeah, SSV Cloud. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And congrats on the new apartment. Hell yeah. Honestly, we need a new Nuremberg, I think. I mean, I'm absolutely not opposed to that. Yeah, it is the failure of Reconstruction. Absolutely, shoot bang. Hello, Ashley. All right. That wasn't intended to be a segment, but I think it was a pretty decent one if it is. So I'm hitting that button. God. This seems almost as much about body fascism as it is about racism. I mean, we are dealing with a movement that seeks to control not just, you know, social hierarchy, but also like every individual body it can, you know. God. I was gonna say the military doctor, don't give it to everyone. Yeah, exactly. I have not seen K-pop Demon Hunters. It looks really, really delightful. I have Snuggle Kitten, and I just don't have the spoons to talk about it tonight. Has this moved blue state secession up the agenda? No. No, it has not. All right. Let's have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna, I'm gonna ask you guys, do you guys want to do Patrick Bet David being a weirdo first, or do you want to do Democrats first? We're gonna do both. Just which do you want to do first? Patrick Bet David, Dems, please, Dems. Okay, we'll do Dems first. All right. So, folks, I recently learned that the Democrats have a YouTube channel, which I don't know why that would be surprising to me, but like it genuinely is surprising to me. The Democratic Party has a YouTube channel, and well, it's pretty lackluster, to say the least. Literally, my videos get more views than some of theirs, and I'm not a big channel here, guys. Yeah, they don't upload very often. And it's honestly just shocking to me how bad the channel is. But I went and looked at their live shows because they actually live stream all the time, and I really can't emphasize enough that my live streams, that the live streams we do here, are literally 2 to 3 times bigger than their live streams. My live streams are 2 to 3 times bigger than the Democratic Party's live streams. Do you have any idea how insane that is? I have 13,000 subscribers. They have 85,000, which is insanely low for one of the 2 major parties in America. And I get more views on my live streams. God, they're such losers. And, well, let's just take a look a little bit at, like, what are they putting out there in these live streams? A 3-minute live show, I guess. They started about 2 weeks ago, you'll notice, putting out these kind of like podcast episodes. And it's the vibes are really, really weird, okay? But one of the things I thought would be interesting to talk about, right, would be the first live stream that the Democratic Party has done with a man. You see, the Democratic Party has invested $20 million into figuring out how to create the perfect Joe Rogan of the left. And clearly, we're going to be seeing their trial run of that idea in the first live stream of a man on their YouTube channel, right? So let's take a look. Let's take a look. What is the cult totem? It's a plugin for a game called Cult of the Lamb. We'll go back and play that at some point as a stream. It helps in game. It's fun. Also, I'm on the front page right now. That's pretty cool. Hi, front pagers. Well, let's take a look here.
Makes perfect sense to me. We get actual action points here, not bullshit let's be more centrist drivel.
Whoa. Sorry you're blue. Okay, we haven't seen the Democrats live stream. Okay, maybe it's radical. Maybe it's a call to action. Maybe it has something for us. Maybe it will be inspiring. Raising up a generation of Zoran Mamdanis. Maybe. Let's see.
That the Planned Parenthood organization cannot sue South Carolina over its decision to pull Medicaid funding because the group provides abortions.
Yesterday's Supreme Court decision has devastating repercussions for women's access to reproductive care, while opening the door to attacks on health care covered under Medicaid. At the Supreme Court and in the halls of Congress, Medicaid is under attack, jeopardizing the health care of millions of Americans. And Donald Trump and Republicans couldn't care less. I'm Curtis Bradley Brown, your host for today, Friday, June 27th, and this is the Daily Blueprint.
Oh, okay. I've now seen enough to form an initial opinion, and my initial opinion is that this is shit. This is nothing. No shade on this guy. I don't know anything about him, but let's just real quick, okay? Number one, what is this set? Guys, my set, right, is nothing to write home about, but it at least has I live here. This is a lived-in space. I use it. It's authentic. This looks like an awkward corner of The Office. And if I'm being completely honest with you, this looks like AI-generated content to me. And I know it's not. I know it's not, because that would imply that Democrats are, able to, use modern technology, But let's just look at a couple of the set dressings here. Because one, it's not a good look if you're going to have a screen showing the logo of your show to have it be way over there. That doesn't work. It needs to be more visible. It looks like a liminal space. Is he filming this in the back rooms?
I'll sit on my hands and let them cook, but I'm pretty sure it's a potluck where everyone either leaves hungry or with some salmonella.
Oh, God. Yeah. Sorry, you're blue. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Decoder, thank you very much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. But it does, Paladin, you are absolutely right. This is reminiscent of the Daily Wire's attempt to knock off NPR, but somehow this is shittier and fewer people care about it, which is impressive considering how few people care about the Daily Wire's NPR knockoff, for sure. Also, can we just take a quick look here? God, I can't look up more about this guy. I can't. Okay. But like, part of what's important if you're gonna have like a live streamed show is to be able to build a sense of either professionalism, like you want to go all out, give them like the set with the table and like the props and all that, or you want to go for genuine authenticity, right? And this looks like they tried to go for authenticity but like missed the mark so utterly and completely, right? They're like, okay, we'll put a bullshit plant in the background, and well, you need a mug of water, so we'll have the Democrat mug. And you have to have a sticker on your laptop. All the podcasters these days have stickers on their laptops, so I vote for Democrats. And some blue glasses, because God forbid you have anything that isn't associated with blue, because it's called the Daily Blueprint, am I right? Like, this is bad. It's just bad. And then not only do you have like all of this stuff over here, you just have like this huge amount of empty space off to the side, and it's just like, well, and I know I'm nitpicking here. I know I'm nitpicking a lot about this presentation, but then keep in mind that this is being made directly by the like one of the largest political machines in the world. One of the largest and best funded political machines in the world, not just in the country, in the world. And they're doing this. Like, this is on their own YouTube channel. You could make this, like, genuinely, I could make this set on a budget of like $0. Hey. All right. Let's see the actual content.
Bradley Brown, your host for today, Friday, June 27th, and this is the Daily Blueprint. Yesterday, we went over how Democrats are fighting back against the ugliest parts of Trump's big, beautiful reconciliation bill.
Okay, I was trying not to be like mean, but I do dislike his haircut a lot. It's not good. Still feels realer than the fake man caves. I don't know about that one.
And if you need a refresher, reconciliation is a specific legislative tool that focuses on the budget. Most importantly, reconciliation bills only need 50 votes in the Senate to pass instead of the usual 60, making it a sneaky way for Trump and MAGA Republicans to push through their dangerous agenda. The Senate's on track to begin voting on the legislation this weekend, with House passage potentially as early as next week. And Democrats are fighting to stop Trump's big, ugly bill. With Democrats leading the charge, the Senate parliamentarian, the person who determines...
Also, this is not off the cuff. He's reading a script. He's reading a script, man. Like,
what bill with next week? And Democrats are fighting to stop Trump's big, ugly bill.
Like, one of the most insufferable things for me is the mainstream Democratic way of trying to attack certain things where it's like, it's not a big beautiful bill, it's a big ugly bill. And then they act like they just like got like such a good dunk that they need to high five all of their friends about it. And it's just, it's not like, yes, the bill is bad, but your attempt to dunk on it is also bad. Like, honestly, it would be way better if you just said, yeah, this bill fucking sucks. You know, like just I don't know, just like actually hate it for real.
With Democrats leading the charge, the Senate parliamentarian, the person who determines what makes it into the bill or not, struck down a number of Republicans' attacks on Medicaid, including a backdoor plan they had for an abortion ban. So this is huge. It could save millions of Americans from losing access to health care. Here's the top Democrat.
Wow, thanks, Chuck Schumer. Truly our strongest warrior. Like, what the hell? Fuck Chuck Schumer.
On the Senate Finance Committee, Ron Wyden, explaining what some of this means.
Overnight, my staff on the Finance Committee got several of the horrible provisions removed from the bill. The first...
Also, like, okay, real quick. If you are going to have, like, an official Democratic Party live stream show, right, and you're going to put money into it, maybe have Ron Wyden, like, come onto that show like it's a real talk show. You know? Like, instead of having him awkwardly stand there with absolutely zero riz and no one to bounce off of, maybe just put him on your podcast show. You see a Make-A-Wish cameo? Holy shit. Oh, God.
Is a special Medicaid tax. Stripping it keeps the Republicans from cutting billions in Medicaid.
You know what's really infuriating about all of this? Do you guys want to know what's really infuriating about all of this? Do you remember earlier this year when Chuck Schumer fucked everyone by, instead of blocking this bill, he just kicked the can down the road to September? Do you guys remember? Now, like, we're expected to, like, thank Chuck Schumer and the Senate Democrats for doing all this shit when, like, Chuck Schumer could have put a stop to all of this months ago by just holding firm. Instead, what he did was he bartered away the ability to stop this bill in exchange for hollow, empty gestures of making amendments that aren't going to be accepted by the Republican majority. God, is this video from 2022? No.
And to no one's surprise, Republicans are sore losers. They're pissed off. They won't stop fighting.
No, they're not. Like, they aren't losing. They already won. Like, man, like, there are some good things that are happening as a result of, like, the Senate parliamentarian right now, but they are not being driven by Chuck fucking Schumer.
Fighting over provisions they want stuffed into the bill. And they're even calling on the Senate parliamentarian to be fired.
What I'm about to say, I do not say lightly. I don't like having to say it, but it needs to be said. The Senate parliamentarian, Elizabeth McDonough, needs to be fired. She needs to be fired by our Senate Majority Leader, Senator Thune.
The Senate parliamentarian's just doing her job. It's a nonpartisan position, and Republicans want her fired just because she didn't do what they wanted her to do. But Democrats aren't falling for these political games. Here's Congressman Robert.
Also, my understanding is that when the Senate parliamentarian, like, makes a ruling on something, it then means that, like, if you want to add that to the bill, it takes 60 votes, right? In this particular circumstance. So when Chuck Schumer is like, we stood firm and we stopped them, what he's really saying is that the parliamentarian ruled that it needed 60 votes, and, like, they Democrats didn't vote for the obviously horrible thing. And then he's expecting like a pat on the back about it.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
God, what an asshole.
Garcia talking about what's at stake.
I think the Senate's finding out what we in the House, the Democrats already know. This is a horrific bill. Much of it unconstitutional. A lot of it will not pass through the parliamentarian. And the Senate now is struggling with this idea that what this actual bill is trying to do is to rip away health care for 16 million Americans. It's trying to take away food assistance for low-income families across the country. And the parliamentarian is right to strip out these provisions. And we're going to see what the Senate's going to try to do. But at the end of the day, every American should know that this bill is all about taking away health care and then giving away a huge wealth transfer to the richest people in this country.
And while Republicans continue to push Trump's attacks on Medicaid through Congress, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed what Americans have known all along. Donald Trump couldn't care less about if you have health care or not. Let's take a listen.
If the final bill that the president's been talking about comes to him and it has Medicaid cuts in it, will he sign it, or would he rather just Congress do away with those cuts?
I think our friends in both the Senate and the House know exactly where the president stands on Medicaid. He wants to get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse, and they are working to do that in the Senate right now.
See, she couldn't even say whether or not Trump would veto Medicaid cuts. Despite the facts we know, Trump is lying through his teeth about his plans to gut Medicaid.
And we're going to also cut costs. We're cutting $1.7 trillion in this bill, and you're not going to feel any of it. And your Medicaid is left alone. It's left the same. Your Medicare and your Social Security are strengthened. We're not cutting. The Democrats are going to destroy all three of them because it's not sustainable. They'll end up cutting your Medicare, Medicaid in half.
Mr. President, we call bullshit. Donald Trump and Republicans are only worried about themselves. If we lose our health care, so what? They don't care as long.
The issue that I'm having here is that this is very clearly scripted. And it just comes across as so goddamn fake. It just comes across as so fake. Like, listen to his delivery here.
They're going to destroy all half.
Mr. President, we call bullshit. Donald Trump.
Like, I'm sorry. I've heard people say bullshit before, and this isn't coming from a genuine place. Sorry, I don't believe that bullshit.
Republicans are only worried about themselves. If we lose our health care, so what? They don't care. As long as their billionaire buds are happy, they're good. Democrats, on the other hand, are standing up and fighting back to protect our health care from getting cut. And the Trump administration's also busy taking an axe to Social Security's workforce. And it's starting to show. Earlier this month, the Social Security agency stopped publicly reporting its processing time for benefits, the 1-800 number's current call wait time, and other really important performance metrics. There are millions of Americans who rely on Social Security, and these delays on top of the staffing shortages from the DOGE cuts earlier this year, they're going to drastically affect their ability to receive benefits. Let's take a listen to Representative Judy Chu from California on how it has been affecting her community.
Since the beginning of this administration, more than 7,000 Social Security Administration employees have been fired or forced out. These cuts were done even though SSA was already at a 50-year staffing low. And the result has been disastrous, with countless reports across the country about longer waiting times, backlogs, and delays at SSA. I've heard from constituents in my district who can't get their issues resolved because every time they call, they are...
It's true, Leland H28. I did change my gender.
...are put on hold for multiple hours, only for the line to eventually just hang up on them.
Democrats have been sounding the alarm on this issue for months, and they're not going to stop. Here's Representative Greg Casar from Texas.
We just learned about a huge new scandal that every senior in America needs to hear about. After Trump and Musk made massive cuts to the staff at the Social Security Administration, they've scrubbed government websites of information about how long it takes to get your phone call answered. They have erased from the websites the delays that it takes to process benefit claims. They have wiped away what used to be publicly available about how long it takes to respond to a 1-800 call at the Social Security Administration. This is a cover-up. And why are they covering it up? because wait times have exploded. A brave whistleblower just estimated that Trump's changes and Elon Musk's cuts have doubled the amount of time it takes to process a Social Security claim. Everybody needs to hear about it. Social Security is not Elon Musk's piggy bank.
Rep. Kassar is right. This is a cover-up.
Like, I'm appreciating the information, but the presentation is quite bad.
The Trump administration is hiding the disastrous effects of Musk's Doge cuts from the American people. And who is that ultimately hurting? It's seniors, especially in rural areas, who have contributed and worked hard to earn Social Security their entire lives. Senator Elizabeth Warren sums up the current chaos best.
When Elon Musk and Donald Trump come in with a chainsaw and they're firing people and creating chaos, two things happen. The number of mistakes goes up and the people there to help you get them fixed goes down. And that's bad for everyone who counts on Social Security.
See, here's the bottom line. The Trump administration is severely disrupting the Social Security Administration, putting benefits for 73 million working families at risk while giving tax handouts to the ultra-wealthy. And as Senate Republicans continue to decide just how far they're willing to go in cutting essential services like Medicaid, it's more important than ever to remind them that a vote to cut Medicaid will be remembered at the ballot box. Whether it's calling them out online or calling their office, pressure them to vote no. If you live in a state with a Republican senator, text CALL to 43367. Thank you so much for joining us today for this episode of the Daily Blueprint.
Okay, and that it's done. Okay, bye, bitch. All right. Yeah, my thoughts here are that it seems catastrophically insincere in oh so many ways. I appreciated some of the information, but it's delivered with so much glazing and a lack of critical eye on Democrats that I find it it's like, why would anyone ever watch this? You know? Bland and smarmy is a really good way of describing it, Mr. Miyagi. Why is he saying Democrats? Should he be saying we? What? Okay, one would imagine that the official Democrat YouTube channel would in fact be saying we instead of Democrats, as if it's an independent show. Oh my God. Don't blueprints usually entail some kind of plan to build or do a thing? And Quiet Kitsune, excellent point. And there's literally none of that, right? Like, okay, imagine you are in charge of communications from one of the main political parties in a given country, okay? Would you not use that platform to talk about what you as a cohesive political entity are going to do? Because what this entire episode was about was entirely reactive, right? It's, oh, Republicans did a thing. Here are Democrats reacting to the thing. And I just... You're not reporting the news if you are the Democratic Party's communications arm, right? You're there to talk about what the party is going to do. And what they're doing instead is having like a very bland and snarky presentation of information that you can get from literally countless different like YouTubers or even like podcasters. Like, this is, and I understand they've only been doing this for a few weeks now, but like, I would imagine you'd hit the pavement with a better plan than shoot it in a corner of the office and that's it. We'll just shit it out there. it really does feel like an initiative that was set up to fail, in the sense that, how do I put this? Very clearly, the reason this is scripted as opposed to an off the cuff like conversation between two people, or like just one person ranting at a live audience, is because the Democratic Party and communications apparatus is terrified of actual authentic communication, right? Like, what they need is a script that can be turned in, edited for maximum glaze potential of Democratic politicians, and then put out into the world, right? It's just it's inauthentic because it demands an obsequiousness that destroys authenticity, you know? And I don't know, like, I've seen what a political apparatus that actually gives a shit and wants to change things can look like through Indivisible, right? Indivisible has like, now on their YouTube channel has like training seminars, has like historical, like people giving talks on like the historical use of protest, and like, people from like the civil rights era opining on like how to comport yourself, what to do, etc. And they also have like weekly updates on, hey, this is what is going on, and we're going to answer questions from you guys, because there is all kinds of things happening across the country in ways, interacting in ways that we would like to understand better and, speak to. And it is genuine, it is authentic, and it's literally just Ezra Levin and his wife, whose name I'm blanking on at the moment, so sorry. And they're just on webcams, like shitty webcams in unpolished little studios, and it means, yeah, Leah, thank you. It means exponentially more that Leah and Ezra are just like doing the thing, whether or not they have the funding to have a studio. And Democrats just are mired in incompetence and the desire to flatter themselves as this country burns around them. It really is like a fiddling while Rome burns situation. Legitimately, DSA likely has more training materials and videos in our archives than the Democratic Party do, because DSA does have quite a bit. It's embarrassing. Yeah, like genuinely, guys, join your DSA. Okay? Join your local DSA, organize to make your local politics better, join your local Democratic Party, organize within the party to oust out the do-nothing Democrats that pervade this system, and also consider running for office. There is a website, I think it's just called runforsomething.com or maybe .org, where you can put yourself forward as someone who is willing to run for a local office or a state level office, and they will help you do it. Okay? And since Zoran Mamdani won in New York City, they've seen like something along the lines of like 5,000 people sign up to run for something. You guys should also do that, because things don't just magically get better without our involvement. We need to get up off our asses and protest and run for something and organize. Those are kind of the three things that will help us unfuck our current situation. And it requires effort from each and every one of us. Okay? What was that fax website again? That was fax0.com. Let me grab that for you here. Actually, let me check the organize command. Does the organize command work? Ho ho ho. Hey, there you go. Oh, it doesn't have fax 0 because there was a character limit on YouTube. That's my bad. Here you go. We got to get out there and do shit. Full stop. With that being said, segment done. We did it. One segment done. Yeah, runforsomething.net is the website. Here, I'll link it in all of the chats. There you go. Also, can one last addendum here. I wonder if they, and I doubt it, right? I doubt they would ever play a clip like this. But he did play a clip of Representative Robert Garcia, who just won the, I think the Senate Oversight, not the Senate, the House Oversight Committee. The head of the House Oversight Committee. He's the new one after Jerry Connolly died. Just take a look at this clip. Absolute, you know, I have a little bit of hope for some of these Dems, okay? Some of them can actually do the politics that is necessary at the moment.
First, I mean, what's happening right now is just, it is so inhumane and gross. And as an immigrant myself who came here as a young kid, it's not the America that so many immigrants come to actually be a part of, to fight for citizenship. The American dream that immigrants are actually drawn to is being ripped away from people. And the inhumanity, essentially dehumanizing immigrants so that they're less than human, is Stephen Miller doing what he loves to do, which is be essentially the biggest piece of shit in this country. Stephen Miller should be ashamed for the way he's acting. I can't even believe he's from our state, which actually makes me more sick.
I'm sorry. Yes, more sitting members of Congress telling to a camera that Stephen Miller is the biggest piece of shit in the country. More of that, please. More of that. That came from a very genuine place, and we need more of it. We need more of the fire. We need more of the fight. So, there we go. Genuinely, the public loves it when politicians drop swear words. Yeah, every time a sitting politician calls Stephen Miller a piece of shit, you know, our lives get meaningfully better. Called Trump a dumb whiny bitch. Exactly. We need like, I think Kat Abu has like a similar energy where like she's willing to like flip off a transphobe or shit talk a dipshit, and you know, we need more of that. We need more of that energy. Yeah, Brad Lander is saying good fucking riddance about Andrew Cuomo. We need more of that. We need more of like that pugilistic energy. Honestly, I honestly feel a little bit powerless living in an extremely blue city in a fairly blue state. I wish there was a way to help out with red states. I mean, one of the ways is to get involved in your local politics, make things even better. And if you get involved in your local political scene, you can advocate for out-of-state refugees. I know that there are people in the local government, you know, here in Minnesota that are making accommodations and, you know, policy decisions to help people who are trying to relocate from red states, you know, families of trans folks and stuff. And you can help people from those states. Been doing that, helping out myself. I know you have been doing that good work, Gamer G. Good night, Bastion. I know more queer people every week moving out of red states here. Yeah, Minnesota is like one of the main hubs of where people are moving to from out of state, which makes sense. All right, let's do some PBD content, folks, after a little break, because, folks, we've been going for over an hour. If you've been enjoying the show, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and consider dropping those subs, donos, memberships, super chats. And, folks, we've now hit over 13,000 subscribers over on YouTube, which is a pretty cool number. Good job, everybody. 13,000 subscribers. Onward and upward, folks. J.B. Pritzker gave a speech about how Illinois is the land of Lincoln and he'll defend freedom with force if he has to. He continues to feel like the one good billionaire. I mean, yeah, not J.D. Vance. J.B. Pritzker is one of the good ones. Like, I'm always open to a class trader, you know, the good kind. And folks, if you've been enjoying the show, please drop those subs, donos, memberships, super chats, and press the goddamn button. Go, go, go. Click the button, click the button, click the button, click the goddamn button, click the button, click the button, 4, click the button, click the goddamn 5, click the button, click the button, click the button, click the goddamn button, click the button, click the button, click the button, click the goddamn button. Click the button, click the button, click the button, click the goddamn button, click the button, click the button, click the button, click the goddamn button, click the button, click the button, click the button, click the goddamn button, click the button, click the button, click the button, click the goddamn button, click the 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 button, click click, 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 butt, click, 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 butt, click, click, butt. And folks, I have to go take some laundry out of my washer and keep that cycle going because tomorrow I'm going to be doing some Pride stuff. And I'll post pictures on social media. Don't you guys worry. But while I'm gone, have a Dono Ghost song to keep you company.
Cast a spell of warning to protect the chat.
I will be right back.
And a second spell to summon the Dono Ghost.
I'm back, baby. How we all doing, folks? Hello, Meow. How dare you leave me to my own thoughts like that? Oh, man. I feel that. Nighttime is when the thoughts come out. Doing all right? How are you? I'm doing bad. I'm doing really bad today. Yeah, the depression kicked my ass most of the day. Good night, Ashley. Get good sleep. Dude, same, right? For those of you who don't know, I don't talk about it like a ton, but I have like a chronic depression. It's flares up from time to time. It makes life difficult. Some days my brain just chooses violence, and it's not fun. Cleaning does also help when I'm in that state of mind. So I did, in fact, also clean for quite a bit today. And I also spent a lot of time cooking. Cooking and cleaning kind of go hand in hand. So having those two things help a little bit is nice. So I made my cottage cheese taco meat, which I know you guys give me shit for, but like genuinely, if you actually use the seasoning that I tell you to use, it will taste amazing. And I made butter chicken, and I made a beef stew because my partner and I are going to be doing Pride stuff this weekend, and so I cooked our meals in advance because. Yeah, I want to be a good partner. That's an affront to Mexican food? Nah. Nah, it's just a way to maximize protein in your food. Also, if you're making butter chicken, throw half a stick of cinnamon in there. You owe it to yourself. I think your cottage cheese taco meat sounds good. Yeah, you just melt the cottage cheese and then you have like a really high protein, like cheesy taco meat with a lot of like chili powder and like spices in it. And it's great. Yeah, cottage cheese is really high in protein. Yeah, it's good stuff. Also, I've been making this butter chicken recipe, and I know this is sacrilegious for sure, but I got the recipe from someone who said his Indian grandmother would kill him for saying it, but he's the one who made the changes to the recipe, not me. Okay, he put cottage cheese in there instead of paneer, and it's quite good. I like it a lot. I only use cottage cheese for dipping. Oh, you got to try melting it. It's like it's a game changer. Could I use feta or ricotta cheese instead of cottage cheese? You could give it a shot. Cooking is a creative endeavor. Give it a shot. If it works, let us know. And if it doesn't, you learn something from that. It's like one of the best things video games can teach you, unironically, one of the best things video games can teach you is that it's okay to try something and fail. Because that lesson is true in real life. You can try so many different kinds of recipes, and sometimes they're not going to work out, and that's okay. I tried to make like this kind of creamy, what is the kind of rice-like noodle? Orzo. Tried to make like this creamy orzo dish like a few weeks ago, and it just totally didn't work. Basically made just like a brick, and I would never try what I tried there, but I learned something and it was fun. I've had 100% orzo bricks. Okay, you also know the struggle. Oh, yo, also, yeah, as long as we're talking about food, I also tried these things, and I don't know if any of you have had it. Have any of you had cotton candy grapes? I know we're not talking about politics at this point, but like, you know, food is also fun. There's a type of grape called a cotton candy grape, and it's genuine wizardry. It's genuine fucking wizardry. Like, I don't understand it. You bite into it, it literally fucking tastes like cotton candy for a goddamn second, and then it's like grape, and it's delicious. Because like, okay, I think cotton candy fucking sucks. Cotton candy grapes though, those are fucking banger. They're so goddamn good. I love. Oh man, some of you in chat, I love cotton candy grapes. I'd suck dick for some. Also, okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there, guys. If you get a batch of cotton candy grapes, all right, here's what you do. Are you guys ready? Are you guys here? Are you guys ready for like a next level type of activity? You get some cotton candy grapes, right? You freeze them, right? And then you basically blend them up after they're frozen, and you've essentially made yourself a little like cotton candy grape sorbet, and it's so good. It's so decadent. It feels like you are like some kind of god sitting on a mountain, and this is like your ambrosia. You know, it's really fucking amazing. Okay? That sounds so good, right? You could use them as ice cubes in a fancy cocktail. You could do that too. Yeah, absolutely. Good night, Profane Priestess. Recently discovered wild cocoa plums. They're blue plum-like fruit which tastes kind of like a sweet, mild coconut. That sounds really cool. Anyway, one of the grocery stores that I go to started carrying them. Have I ever lightly salted grapes? I have not. Should I try that? Oh, golden kiwis are so good, Mr. Malachite. I'm glad that we had that little break. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Step 1, freeze some cotton candy grapes. Step 2, buy some really sweet white wine. Oh, add grapes to wine, eat like boba. That's such a good idea. I like that a lot. An explosion of salty sweet. I mean, I like salty sweet stuff. I need to tell my wife about this ASAP. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do what Jack said, but add some anejo tequila. Oh. Oh. Too many jokes about the explosion of salty sweet. Yeah, no kidding. All right. We're doing a segment now, folks. You guys ready? Hey, Malachi. Here we go. So, folks, there is a channel called Valuetainment. It's a Patrick Bet-David show, and it is really weird. It's just really weird, and I don't say that lightly because I've seen a lot of weird stuff on the internet. I've been around for a bit, but they uploaded a video to their YouTube channel, not their podcast channel, mind you, their Valuetainment main channel, and it's really weird. It's titled "Investor Makes Entrepreneur Take a Lie Detector Test for $10 million." And I mean, like, this is the opening shot. And I let's just jump into it, okay? Yeah, it's Patrick Bet-David on the left, and the angry guy from the Patrick Bet-David show. I think his name is Vinny. Hooked up to a lie detector test. Except I don't think this is. No, this is just like bullshit wires, right? Like, this isn't an actual lie detector. Whatever.
Have we started yet?
Have you ever done a lie detector test before?
No.
Okay, so couple things that matters. I just want to make sure you know about this. You have to be relaxed.
It's my first time.
The investors, you want to raise $10 billion from them. They're just doing this. You agree to it. They've already done a full-blown background check on you. They just want to make sure you're just telling the truth.
Okay.
So if you're telling the truth, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Good. Is your name Vincent Oshana?
Yes.
Are you a Syrian?
Yes.
Have you ever had a speeding ticket before?
No.
Wow. Okay. Were you the Airman of the Year in the Air Force in 2000?
Yes, for Space Command, yes.
Like, what is this? The vibes are so weird, right?
All right. Is your favorite food salmon sashimi?
Yes.
It's actually a good taste.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it as well. Okay, good. This $10 million they're planning on investing into you, have you privately already thought about slowing down after you get the money?
No, I'm gonna keep driving forward and actually want to go harder.
Oof, okay. All right.
What happened?
No, I mean, this is a report I have to give to them. I can't disclose it to you, but they're gonna get it. All right, would you consider yourself someone that employees like working for?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Like favorite boss type of situation?
Favorite boss, somebody gave me a mug last year that said #1 boss.
Okay, great.
So.
Okay, all right, we have that here as well. Daily, do you scroll on Instagram and TikTok more than 4 hours a day?
No, I mean, I check Instagram, but I don't think it's
4 hours. Let me ask that question one more time, just kind of calm down.
I'm really sorry. This is
it's totally normal.
The homoeroticism in this is really bizarre to me. Like, there's a lot of like touching across the table. It's interesting. A lot of like feeling his wrist. This is comedy. I think it's an attempt at comedy.
I feel like I'm on trial for like murder.
It's extremely normal. Don't feel uncomfortable. We all go through it.
Okay. They're like doing a
one
bit?
more time.
Okay.
It's very important. Do you scroll on Instagram and TikTok more than 4 hours a day?
No.
Okay. All right.
How'd I do?
If they did a lie detective test, how would you do? Would you answer good? Would you be real about the vision? Are you going to give your best? Do you get distracted? If you, watching this, want to be comfortable if a setting like this ever takes place for you, a big promotion, money being raised, any of that stuff, once a year, I host an event. It's called the Vault Conference. This year, we're expecting 12,000.
Oh my God, he's selling tickets.
This would be far more valuable entertainment if they used jumper cables instead.
He's selling tickets to like his multi-level marketing sessions. This is literally a Nathan for You skit. It really is. Holy shit.
people. We're doing it at the Orlando.
Okay, I know the year is 2025, but a name like Gaylord Palms will never not be funny to me. That will never not be funny. It will always and forever be absolutely fucking hilarious.
Gaylord, the whole hotel's being shut down for our event. If you've never attended, I suggest you come down with your business partner or your spouse.
We suggest you all come down to Gaylord, okay? We're gonna have a great time. Gonna get some Gaylord on your palms.
Get registered, get yourself a ticket. Let's spend 3.5 days together in Orlando, September 8th through the 11th. I cannot wait to see you there.
God, they're so uncreative. You know, like the opening of Valuetainment has like the bank vault opening, right? They do the literal show in a bank vault.
After this segment, we have to watch this lie detector skit.
Jazz Dog, thank you for the $5 dono. Oh, we can't. This is like almost 10 minutes long. But I will link it in other channels because Chris and Jack is a good YouTube channel. I'm only a little biased because my name is Jack. No, we can't, Jazz Dog. I'm sorry. But I linked it in all the chats. Man, just... it's wild stuff over on the Valuetainment channel. And I say that because I went over there to see, like, what is, like, the premier brand offering Valutainment's putting forward right these days? You know, what are they up to? Also, Kazooie, thank you for being a member of the past 4 months. Is this the fabled gaycation I've heard so much about? Yeah, it's where all the gay lords go. But I was perusing the Valuetainment channel, you know, earlier today, and you know, fun fact, they have almost 7 million subscribers on that channel. Now that's pretty impressive. What's really odd is that their uploads are getting like views in like the tens of thousands. Like this video from 2 days ago has 46,000 views, which is not a great turnout for a channel of, you know, almost 7 million. But also they put out a video recently titled "The History of Pride Month" and ties to Italian mafia. That's right, guys. The Rainbow Mafia jokes, they're actually hitting at a hard truth. It's all so dumb. Oh, God.
Do you know the Italian mafia gets credit indirectly for the Gay Pride Month? Did you know this? Did you know in New York City, the mob ran by Fat Tony Loria, not Salerno, the boss, Fat Tony Loria, who was connected to the Genovese family, they owned the only gay club in town. And it was dirty, it was nasty, no water, toilet, the place smelled horrible. They overcharged for drinks, they made money.
Wow, it sounds like the mafia was really oppressing these gays. Thanks for pointing that out, Patrick Bet-David. It was the worst bar in town, but the only place people could go if they were gay? Sounds exploitative, doesn't it?
It was a form of having blackmail of people that would go to this underground gay club, because at that time, you couldn't go to a gay club. If they found out you had any kind of things, you could get a fine.
So Patrick Bet-David, you're exposing the oppression gay people have had to face in the past, right? Right? Like, that's where this is going, right?
You could have a lot of different things that can happen. There was this one club that Italian Mafia decided to open up called Stonewall. That led to the current Pride Month that we're celebrating today. So
that's right. All of the gays, they're part of the family.
Thank you to the Italian Mafia for starting the Pride Month. We're going to talk about that today.
They were all gay together, okay? You were paying for protection and for classy dates.
If you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So by the way, I want to...
I love the fucking, like, scare music and, like, the the color grading on this particular episode. It's fun. You know where are you going with this?
Show you this article written by the New York Daily News on July 6th of 69. Tell me if they can write anything like this today. You ready? Homo nest raided. Queen bees are stinging man.
You tell me if they can write anything like this today. Homo nest raided. Like, no, of course they're not gonna write that. Of course they're not gonna write that in 2025. Almost like it was 60 fucking years ago. Jeez. Homo Nest is my favorite RPG. Oh, God. Yo, Nightlight Plushie Jesus, thank you for signing up for Run for Something to run for your city council. Let's go. We're all rooting for you. God, you can't. Yeah, you just can't. You can't call a gay person a fairy anymore in the newspapers. We've really degraded as a society. Jesus Christ.
Imagine if New York Times wrote that today. Okay, imagine if they... I don't even know if Babylon Bee can write that today. However, in the 50s and 60s, you got to know the climate. At that time...
Yeah, in the 50s and 60s, they would kill you for being gay. Yeah. Like... Yeah, it was more acceptable to be homophobic back then.
If you were gay and you went to a bar, they couldn't serve you alcohol. If they did, they can revoke that bar's license. You just couldn't do it, period, at this time. In 1952, just to kind of tell you what it was qualified, that is like 73 years ago, not that long ago, homosexuality was listed as a sociopathic personality disturbance in DSM-1 and...
Hi kids, it's Safety Duck. Remember to ask somebody you love before you put anything in your mouth. Stay safe if you know what's good for you. Quack.
Very good advice, Safety Duck. Thank you for the $5 dono. I look at how all of these gay people were oppressed. Except that I'm waiting for the twist where he's like, gayness should still be a mental disorder because we knew the truth back in the 50s. Like, I'm waiting for that twist to happen because something is telling me that this is not to shine a light on the oppression of queer people in the 50s and 60s.
Just until 1973 is when the APA removed homosexuality from the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders in December of 73. That's when they did it. So imagine 50s, 60s. This is happening. The mob looks at this and says, look, we don't have a liquor license. Open this place up, underground, sell whatever kind of cheap liquor that we can make to sell these guys, overcharge it. It's going to be fine. The place is nasty, smells horrible. Things are going bad. And this place was a hot spot for drag queens, transgender youth, many of them allegedly working as prostitutes that you would read about. New York's poor and homeless. Stonewall was a cash cow for the Genovese family. They're making...
Yeah, almost like, you know, we're talking about a group of people who were systematically, you know, discriminated against by society, going to the one place where they could be themselves and find social acceptance and support. And given the fact that they were predominantly young and likely if they were out as gay at the time, you know, disowned by their families and homeless or financially struggling as a result, a lot of them would turn to sex work. A lot of them would turn to modes of making an income out of desperation, because that's what you have to do when you're in that position, frankly. Nightlight Plushy Jesus, thank you for the 2 gifted tier 1 subs. I very much appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the show. I genuinely think that's what he's saying. Yeah, what he's saying is that in the 50s and 60s, they really knew how to treat gay people in mainstream society.
A lot of money coming in underground. Wealthy, influential, closeted men would go there. And imagine, we hear a lot of bribery stuff, Diddy, Epstein, all this stuff. But you go there, and you knew this.
Notice how he's associating with, poor, lower class queer people. He's trying to associate them with like Jeffrey fucking Epstein, one of the most prolific like sex traffickers of modern times. Cool.
We read stories about this through Roy Cohen, that Roy Cohen would put parties and a lot of influential people would come. They would go into the bedroom and then boom, then they get the video and then you're watching, okay, I have this on you. You better do this favor for me, pass this bill, pass this permit. There's some kind of control there as well. Now it gets out of control. This entire time they're paying the cops to bribe them. Leave us alone, leave us alone, leave us alone. All that is happening until all of a sudden, crisis breaks out.
Why was Roy Cohn there? Exactly. Great question, Uncle Gumbald. Well, Roy Cohn was just, getting all of that sweet intel for his own purposes. Definitely not attached to any kind of larger political mechanism.
At this place, everything's going good for these guys until June 28, 1969. Whether it's because they stopped paying the bribes to the cops, or the cops are just finally sick of it, saying this is getting rowdy. People are showing up. We got to put a stop to this. They come in to want to shut this place down. So they come in. They're like, hey, what's going on over here? They bring cops to take the...
Yeah. Not like it was a very common practice for cops to raid gay bars prior to that. It's not like there's a huge and lengthy history under which cops would raid gay bars repeatedly, or chase after men sitting on park benches at night, or, try and arrest people who were wearing too many items of the wrong type of clothing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Transgender or guys that are dressed as women, whatever you want to call it, into the bathroom saying, what are you?
Well, transgender people are different from guys dressed as women, Patrick. Those are two different things. One is cross-dressing and one is a trans person.
Okay, this is a guy. Take him over here. Okay, this is a lady. She's fine. Whatever. They're going through this process, right? And then
I love that he isn't even talking about the fact that it's illegal for trans people to be out at this particular point in time. There are literal laws on the books saying if you were born a woman, if you have a W on your birth certificate, if you're wearing pants and a shirt made for men and I don't know, that device that a tie, we'll say, you can be arrested for that. You can be arrested as a woman for wearing pants and a tailored shirt and tie. Because that's, one of the laws that was on the books at the time. But he doesn't even talk about that. He just offhandedly is oh yeah, cops arresting trans people, say looking through and be okay, you're a lady, you can go, or you're a man, you're under arrest. And he doesn't even talk about the laws or the context of that. And imagine having no context for that and just being yeah, the police were arresting the gays. Totally normal. If you don't have the context for this is anything but normal.
And all of a sudden, people are getting mad. They're getting upset. They're throwing stuff at the place, rocks. 600 people show up. It's getting chaotic at this point. They're tearing the place that they go to congregate, to hang out. The only place that they have that's only 2 miles away from Studio 54, they're destroying the facility. So at this point...
Well, they didn't destroy the Stonewall facility. They were throwing bricks at cops. I think that's a notably different thing.
When think about the cops, they're having bricks being thrown at them. They're like, guys, what are we gonna do? They barricade themselves inside the club. So cops are inside the club now, inside Stonewall. Like the whole smelly, everything that's going on, they're inside. What do? The place they go to, they try to set the place on fire. This is where the whole thing, Pride Month, started with this. This was the beginning. Boom!
When you say they tried to set the place on fire, who are you saying? Like, even though, like, this is a scripted video, right? He's not improvising this. This was pre-written. When he's saying they set the place on fire, do you mean the cops? Do you mean the protesters? Like, who's setting the gay bar on fire? This is like drunk history. It really is.
Riots, protesting, similar to BLM protesting. Obviously, the motive was a different motive, but that's how this whole protesting got started back on June 28, 1969. So a lot of times you'll hear a name, a face being used from this whole Stonewall that, 4 a.m. this is going on, they're rioting, 600 people showing up, all this other stuff. You'll hear Malcolm Michaels Jr., aka Marsha Johnson. Your face.
Literally no one calls Marsha Johnson by that name. Like, everyone just calls her Marsha P. Johnson. Like, when you're researching this, like, that's how everyone refers to her, because that's her name.
Face of this, so brave. While, many reports say that, he was passed out down the street on heroin, doesn't show up till 2 o'clock in the morning. Protests started very early.
Back then, water wasn't invented by Jim Water, so firefighters had to beat the ever-loving shit out of the fire with their bare hands. True story.
Jazz Dog, thank you for the $5 dono. But also, like, you should maybe choose your lane here, Patrick, because you're saying, oh, Marsha Johnson was passed out down the street on heroin, but then showed up. Like, what? Choose your story. Choose your narrative, man. Like, either someone is passed out or they're not. You can't have it both ways. And if she's at the protest, then she's at the fucking protest.
But this is the face of it, right? Oh my God, no, it's not that he was on heroin. Those are the claims that they're not accurate. And then a lot of times they'll say, well, Marsha Johnson was a transgender and all this other stuff. You can go research it yourself. Marsha Johnson never called himself a transgender. He would say transvestite.
Yeah, because the term wasn't around, Patrick. You would know that if you weren't a dipshit. The word transgender was popularized in the 90s. Like, it was in use at the time in the 1960s, but predominantly in academia. If you're talking about someone who's on the street and not in a great financial place, they're not going to use the modern terminology we use decades later. He's genuinely, guys, this is really rooted in just a lack of curiosity about subjects. Always, when people say stay curious, always seek out the context. Always ask more questions. Always go a little bit deeper, because when you don't ask questions about a given topic, you wind up coming across like a goddamn moron.
Or a drag queen or a gay man, but he hadn't gone through the whole procedure, but they need the story. So this was going on.
Yeah, most trans people wouldn't have gone through the whole procedure in the 1950s, man. For pretty obvious reasons, especially if they were, as you said previously, very poor.
And they're rioting and they're protesting, they're turning cars over. I mean, just visualize these strong gay men turning it over. Like, that's some powerful stuff to be able to do.
Imagine the gay super soldiers turning cars around with their big muscular hands and their throbbing muscles in their leather vests. Just visualize those sweaty, hot men. Jesus Christ.
I mean, setting garbage on fire, pelted of officers with bricks and other debris. All of this happening at the same time. This is an intense protesting with a lot of tough gay men and women that are there on that day. So at this point, it's crazy. The riots go till 4 o'clock in the morning. 13 people are arrested. This riots continues for 4 days, nonstop. Everyone's reporting on it. Newsweek's writing about it. Cops are telling what happened about it. Some of them don't want to admit to it. Some of them are telling what's going on. A year later, this becomes a ritual. Every year on Christopher Street, let's do this.
Hell yeah.
Protesting out there and go and do our pride, they don't call it a pride event, they call it the gay rights activists that they held this once year called the Liberation Day March, okay?
Hell yeah.
Became the first ever gay pride.
This is actually based as hell. He's just playing scary music over it.
Parade. And then obviously spreads all across the country. So now this movement continues nationwide, 70s, 80s, you got the AIDS epidemic, which roughly 89,000 people died in America. 87 to 89,000 people died in America because of AIDS worldwide.
Like, this is the type of music you'd play over like a conspiracy channel, like a Philip Zeba video,
Google debunkers.
But it's just about like an actual real struggle for like gay people to have, basic rights and to not be killed by a pandemic.
400,000. It's a topic of discussion. Everyone's talking about it. Then in 1999, the man had a very good friend that was very helpful to him at the office, Bill Clinton. He decides to declare June as the Gay and Lesbian Pride Month. Then a close friend of his, a man named Barack Obama, he becomes president. He decides to take it to a whole different level, and he expands the proclamation to LGBT Pride Month. And
every year we remind them, we play catch with bricks.
Oh, Turtle Chum, thank you for the $5 dono. But also, like, the idea that people weren't celebrating Pride Month prior to Bill Clinton or Barack Obama is really bizarre. Because people did and were. Like, holy shit. We've gone from the mafia to Obama.
Added representation, of course, for bisexuals and transgenders. Then Joe Biden, the great Joe Biden, he comes in, he takes it to a whole different level in 2021. He designated
Joe Biden leveled up our gays.
It as LGBTQ plus Pride Month, further inclusion for queers and ever-expanding plus community. I mean, every time there's a liberal president, they just added new letters to it. And then by today, while you're watching,
that's pretty cool, actually. Why are you making Biden seem even cooler?
This, if you go and ask on ChatGPT or
Knifey Duck, you are 100% correct. When this man says the word queer, it feels like a slur because I'm pretty sure he's only ever used the word queer as a slur. As opposed to, gay people who, they're like, we're all queers here and that's fine, Queer super soldiers keep the US strong, unironically. Lauren the Kiwi Burb, thank you for the $2 New Zealand.
Google, how many days do we have dedicated to this? 125.
Wait, I'm sorry. I missed what he was doing here.
And then by today, while you're watching this, if you go and ask on ChatGPT or Google, how many days do we have dedicated to this? 125 days a year, 34% of the year is dedicated to celebrating sex and gender minorities. We even have a gay uncle day per year. If you have a
Don't you come for the gunkles? How dare you come for the gunkles? Although you were talking about sweaty men with rippling muscles, so maybe you come for the gunkles. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't judge.
uncle that's gay, you can tell him we celebrate you once a year, and you can text him, send him a nice gift.
Yeah, actually, that's genuinely really nice if you do, right? Like, who expects a gift on Gunkle Day? Also, yeah, of course, this guy is like an AI loser, and not only is he an AI loser, he's also, yes, he is anti-LGBT. That's why this entire video has like scary conspiracy music over it. It's because he's trying to make it seem like a gay conspiracy against America.
But that happens in America today. Can you imagine this kind of stuff that we're talking about? This is America to you, right? So why is this important? Think about it this way. I'm gonna give you a crazy stat here for you to think about. In 1960s, do you know what percentage of Americans had a child under the age of 18? 1960 had child under the age of 18. 44% of Americans had a kid in their house under the age of 18. Okay?
Yeah, almost like there was some kind of baby boom. Almost like there was some kind of baby boom, an explosion of babies being born. Almost like that. You know, just a gigantic explosion of population growth after World War II. Almost like that.
Okay, you know what that number is today? 24%. How do we go from 1960, 44%, to today, 24%?
Well, clearly it's all been orchestrated by the mafia, manipulating and blackmailing the gays into dropping the birth rates of America at the behest of Bill Clinton and Barack Hussein Obama. Like that's what he's implying, right? That this has gone in a direction I did not expect. I didn't expect it. Of course.
Of course!
I am very proud of the mental horsepower you have.
Oh, God.
And then this becomes a movement that we're kind of like...
Oh, you Googled it in 1920, aka before the baby boom? The percentage was 21%? Thanks, Jazz Dog. Appreciate it.
Like supporting, and then people are sitting there saying, well, Americans are not having a lot of babies. We need illegal immigrants.
This is literally just looking at the baby boom, a freak anomaly, by the way, in like our historical record of like birth rates, and saying, why can't we have just freak anomaly population growth all the time? It must be because of the gays.
To come over here because we need labor. We need workforce. Or maybe...
Jesus.
Hi chat, Safety Duck again with a reminder that if somebody you know is talking about declining birth rates, they are probably a Nazi or Nazi adjacent and you should avoid them at all costs.
Yeah, there's like a good 90% chance, 95% chance that's the case.
We need to sit here and say, hey, listen guys, awesome, you chose to be gay. It's your private life, whatever you want to do. We don't need to say, I don't need...
Oh, thanks for supporting the gays. That's awesome. Patrick Bet David, certified ally.
To advertise what I like to do in the bedroom myself. It's none of your business. Just like whatever you want to do in your bedroom, it's none of my business. Do whatever you want to do. Go buy...
This is getting weirder the longer you talk about what other people are doing in their bedroom, man. You could have just left it at one sentence, but now you're at like 5, and that's weird. The vibes are weird.
Whatever, sex toys, man, woman, do whatever you want to do. You don't need to advertise it. That's for you. Let's give you 1 day per year. You know, we can put it on February 30th. We can give any kind of a day for you to choose. Obviously, I'm giving you a hard time. I know the map. I'm a Syrian. We came up with a lot of this stuff.
But also, like, there are a lot of months. It's fine. Like, I'm sorry, are you... Like, okay, just hypothetically here, right? Like, what if we had, like, a cis man appreciation month? just hypothetically, like that gets instituted tomorrow, is Patrick Bet-David going to spend the entire month partying because it's Cis Man Appreciation Month? Or is he just going to be like, oh, all right, and like continue to live his life? Because that's what the vast majority of people do when it comes to like Pride Month or, you know, any of the other month holidays, you know? Like, you go out like one time for
the
Pride.
Rainbow Mafia is led by a fairy godmother
One
who
weekend.
makes offers you can't help but consent to and leaves unicorn head plushies in your bed.
Jesus, sorry, you're blue. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And the fairy godmother is fabulous.
You need 125 days? Seriously? And we're wondering why.
Genuinely, I want him to list every single gay holiday. Because, like, I'm aware of Pride Month and Gunkle Day, but, like, I want him to list off all of those holidays. List off all of the holidays you're talking
This guy has
about.
a dartboard and he throws darts at it to create talking points. Guy, it's grasping so hard at straws.
I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Almost, but yeah, Quantum Mechanic, thank you for the $5 super chat, but also, there is a non-0% chance that this guy used ChatGPT to just shit out the script for this. You know, given that he references ChatGPT in this, there's a pretty decent chance he's done that for this specifically. And I mean, Chat PBD, damn Minty Treasure, you're good. I tried to find this out and I basically got to about 67, and that was really generous. Yeah, I want him to list them. Like, put me on the Patrick Bet-David show. I want to ask him to name every single gay holiday. I want his list. Give us the insider tips. You know, just the tips, Patrick. Give us just the tips.
You know, we went from 44% to 24%. Seriously, from 44. Why don't we recognize parents? Why do we recognize moms, dads for what they're doing? Why can't we do?
Wait, we do. Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, man. do you not call your mom on Mother's Day? You've been forgetting your dad on Father's Day? You my God.
That. Why aren't we doing that part? What do you think would happen is for every day we put a single Father Day, okay? We recognize fathers that don't.
There is a single Father's Day. It's called Father's Day. It's literally called that. Jesus Christ. Also, I'm just real curious here, okay? God. You know, he's really big on AI, right? So I just Googled this, the AI summary of Single Father's Day. There isn't a separate holiday called Single Father's Day. There's Father's Day is the designated day to celebrate all fathers, including single fathers. You know, and if like AI is the only language he'll understand, there you go. Also, I need to install the plugin that disables Google AI. Apparently, there's one of those now, and I would like to use that.
Are not deadbeat fathers. They raise their kids. What if we put all these different things that we recognize, kids, parents, working together, nucleus family? We're not doing that.
I mean, if you're not doing it, you've really fucked up, and you should probably get your mom and dad some cards.
So, of course, when you recognize these types of numbers, and then now you hear percentages that were being fed. Did you know 9.3% of the U.S.
Oh, that's exactly what happened, Nomi Sunrider. He replaced all of the holidays with holigays. So he saw Father's Day and thought it was a gay holiday to celebrate daddies. You know? Sorry, to celebrate daddies. And Mother's Day is a day to celebrate mommy.
Population as of Gallup poll 2025, part of the LGBTQ community. 9.3%.
Dope.
I don't remember that. When I went to school, I went to high school. Our school had 4,400 kids.
Yeah. And statistically, 10% or so of them were some kind of LGBTQ, man. They just didn't feel safe to tell you about it, because have you listened to yourself at all, ever, on this issue?
Maybe we had 5 kids that were gay. Maybe. Yes, we had a couple gay students. Yes.
Yeah, were they out? What about the other ones that weren't out, Patrick? What about the ones that weren't out?
We kind of knew who it was. 9.3%. You know what that means? You mean to tell me?
And also, you went to a school with 4,400 students, and there were only 5 people in the drama department? I'm calling bullshit on that one. I'm calling bullshit real hard on that one. I'm guessing there were more than 5 students in the drama department, and I'm guessing more than 5 gays in the school. Just, throwing that out there.
440 kids were gay? Really? You think so?
Yes.
Or is this starting to convert and advertise and get into schools and all this other stuff? Is that what happened here? Right now, you're seeing all the...
Wait, what did that string of words even mean?
Really? You think so? Or is this starting to convert and advertise and get into...
Or is this starting to convert and advertise and get into schools? What does that mean? You're holding up the poll you just referenced. What do you mean? What organization is converting and advertising and getting them into gay schools? I mean, yeah, I understand the general thrust is that, like, the gays are coming to trans your kids, but, like, I do think now that I think about it, I think he does think of, like, the LGBTQ movement. I think he said on his podcast before, he thinks of it like a religion or a cult. So maybe he thinks of it as a more unified movement. I don't know.
To schools.
Like, where are your gay churches? I need to know.
And all this other stuff. Is that what happened here? Right now, you're seeing all the numbers on funding for gay pride and Pride Month stuff that's declining. And all across San Francisco, all these other places, they used to get more money. They're not getting it anymore.
Yeah, it's almost like rainbow capitalism is fickle, because capitalism chases after, what will get them greater returns on their investments. And for a long time, that was investing into the LGBTQ movement because it made them look good. It was free PR. They could write it off on their taxes as tax-deductible donations, right? The reason they're not doing that now is because there is a government in power that will punish them for trying to court LGBTQ people. And so they've made a calculation collectively, many of these companies, that they are not going to make those donations because they don't want to invite scrutiny from the government. It's not very complicated here.
Is it because they're afraid? Or is it getting to the point that some people are saying, look, man, can we just go back to common sense? Do whatever you want to do in your personal life. It's not my business.
It's not your business, but you are against, like, a movement to ensure that people who are known to be gay can't be discriminated against.
It's not. But you came from a...
Like, you literally mentioned, like, the AIDS epidemic in this video and, like, showed men who were dying from AIDS in the video. Because if you show any footage of, like, gay people from the 80s, there's a very good chance that a number of them died from AIDS. But you're not willing to, like, support like a gay rights movement? Like, you're arguing that by the 80s, like the gays had all of their rights, even as the government left them to die excruciating deaths? Come on, man.
Man and a woman who chose to have a kid, okay? That's how that happened. We need to recognize...
Wait, what? Sorry, what? What a weird visual to throw up.
It's not. But you came...
It's not. But...
from a man and a woman who chose to have a kid, okay? That's how that happened. We need to recognize more of that. Husband and wives, families. If we do that, we have a fighting chance of bringing that number back up to us, having 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 kids.
It's literally fear-mongering. Like, we're in the final act of this video, and he's finally come back around to fear-mongering about population replacement rates. It's damn. I'm really glad, by the way, I put a video out on YouTube. You guys can check it out. I talk about the replacement rate ideas that get put forward by bozos like this guy. And I think it's worth checking out. Because, yeah, the replacement rate, like we have like a population growth that is lower than the replacement rate. But, and you can hear more of my argument in the full video. One of the reasons for that is because rapid industrialization drastically changes the social fabric of a given country. We saw this in the past. We're seeing it again now, okay? Due to like computers, due to AI, due to robotics. Like, we're seeing a lot of changes, and we have the change of industrialization. We're still adjusting to that, by the way. Human society moves a lot slower than our rapid pace of technological progress. And now we have to adjust to like a brave new frontier in the computer and digitized age with the information superhighways that still don't have speed limits. But it takes a while to adjust to that. It takes a while to adjust. And that adjustment period causes friction between different groups of people, especially when we are fundamentally changing a power dynamic, a patriarchal power dynamic that has existed for hundreds or thousands of years. And there's going to need to be like some changes in the way that men and women approach each other. And on top of that, like, capitalism's a bitch. So anyway, watch that video if you want to hear more about that from someone who isn't, from someone who doesn't suck like Patrick Bet-David.
Per versus we're down to 1.9, 1.7. And the moment you're no longer at 2.1, it starts going like this. That's kind of where we are today. So you may or may not agree with what I'm saying. This is history telling you. So guess what? If you know somebody.
Also, just throwing this out there, just because it's currently tipped down doesn't mean it's always going to stay down. Again, the classic example of this is when women as a social group in America began to do more long distance running. Running magazines were talking about how eventually like women were going to outpace men as runners because of the rapid rate of their the rapid speed increases in running that they were seeing statistically. And boy howdy, it's almost like human beings can get faster when they train, but eventually there's kind of like a limit to that, right? It's not going to go up forever. It's also not going to go down forever.
Part of the Genovese family. Call them right now. Same thank you, Uncle. If you got value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I did another video a couple years ago about the dark side of the LGBTQ, who's funding it, the money, the dark money, where it's coming from. You'll enjoy watching this video. Take care.
Just... I also did a video about how the gays are evil, and the movement to get them rights is also evil. But I don't care what you do in your bedrooms. It's totally not my business at all. But the movement to make it legal to do that was very evil. The dark gaze. Yeah. Where's my dark money? God. Anyway, Patrick Bet David is a very weird little guy. Just a weird little freak. And I just have to point out
So at
that
13
like the stuff that they put out on their channel is weird as hell. So I hope you enjoyed this trip down like what the hell is going on at Valuetainment lane, because I enjoyed it. That was weird as fuck.
I am very proud of the mental horsepower you have.
Oh god. What a weird little guy. Hello, tipster. How you doing, lovely? And hello, folks. We've been going for about 2.5 hours now. If you've been enjoying the show, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. Consider dropping those subs and donos. Support the show, folks, because I could not make this happen without you fine folks. And, well, I like being able to live, and I like being able to do this show. So please consider supporting if you can. Oops. It's been quite the week, currently dealing with another creator repeatedly sexually harassing me and questioning my queer identity, so that's fun. Damn, tipster, I'm really sorry to hear that.
About how honest the field of history is. That
Oh, God.
there are
I'm really wondering which way we go with tonight's stream. Someone also redeemed curls? Oh, my bad. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Can we go to Paris? 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof. A gaming channel? Damn. Can you upload this like tomorrow? I mean, the VOD will be up tomorrow, but I also have things I need to do. So my question is, folks, my question is, do we do... Fuck. This is, it's tearing me apart, Lisa. Yeah. That was bad, yeah. I'm sorry. Both of these, though, I could do in the future. They're not time sensitive. Okay, I'm just gonna put my cards on the table, see what you guys think, okay? on the one hand, I have been waiting to cover this What If Alt Hist video that is called The Rise and Fall of the Blue Pill. I think that one could be really funny. And the other one I have been waiting to do is a trigonometry video about the South Africa farm murders that have been like characterized as a white genocide. And trigonometry had a guy on named Rob Hersov, and I thought that might be interesting to dig into, to talk about and use as a vehicle to talk more about what's happening there. Is the Drunk Fox News anchor going to be a segment? Banana Brains, maybe. A lot of stuff has been coming out, and some segments might just be lost in the VODs of the past. Already mad that name had zero to do with mathematics. My vote is for South Africa. The South Africa video sounds interesting. Okay. Then we'll have to do that on a new day, but I will keep that one in the back pocket because I wasn't sure if you guys would actually be interested in me covering that topic. So we'll dig into it. Okay? And I'm hesitant to do the What If Alt Hist video because historically when I start a What If Alt Hist video, it turns into like a 5-hour long affair. And I don't have 5 hours to give you tonight because I have to be up relatively early so that I can get ready for Pride Month. You know, all of the month of Pride. Just play Dragon's Age? I might do that. I might play some Dragon's Age. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do like maybe, you know, an hour of that, and then we'll do these segments on a new day. Public Defender? No, we're not doing Public Defender off the cuff, but we will be doing a chill stream at some point in the future. That involves me doing the Peepo art I promised you and watching Public Defender. The quicker you finish Dragon Age Veilguard, the quicker I buy you Expedition 33. Fuck yeah. All right. Good night, Nightlight Plushie Jesus. All right, let's do some Dragon Age. Last time a dragon poisoned the city. That was pretty neat. And emotionally devastating, probably. The opening scene in Expedition 33 is fucking breathtaking. I'm really excited to play it. I'm probably going to quite like Expedition 33. I really do like RPGs a lot. Like a lot. I was also thinking at some point in the future I'd like to replay through Child of Light, which I really liked. I think it will be really fun to play that game and read the dialogue out loud and do voices. So I would really like to do that one at some point. I mean, I can check Banana Brains, but we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants to get stuff out as quick as we can. You know, part of it's on me because I did like a fucking 6-hour-long stream about Ezra Klein and Sarah McBride. So that, you know, like I'm not doing my editor favors. I'm so sorry. Holy shit, I was not expecting a Child of Light shout out. One of the best soundtracks of any video game in history. Genuinely. But Banana Brains, if you find it in the VOD and send me the timestamps, I can get it as a segment. Okay, I need to go sleep. Oh, Griffin. You can pet the Griffin.
Boy.
Neat. Hey, Silent Day. Okay, we need to go up the stairs. South of Midnight too. I do need to play South of Midnight. This way? Yeah.
When last we spoke, you were hunting for followers of Elganan and Gillenane in hopes of finding specifics. Has your search been successful?
You could say that. It looks like both the Venatori and the Antom are working for Elganan and Gillenane.
Unsurprising. The Venatori want magical secrets, and the Antom want to destroy anyone opposing their brutal expansion. Both will readily bow to anyone who promises them power.
And now, we've seen that power firsthand. The Antom and the Venatori both have dragons doing their bidding.
Dragons? That is worse than I had feared.
Yeah. We drove off the one the Venatori brought into Minrathous. Barely.
Have you determined how the dragons are being directed? If it is blood magic, it may be possible to disrupt their control.
The dragons were blighted. We think that's what let the gods control them.
The Blight? Of course.
The Blight seems to be the gods' favored tool right now. We ran into Venatori who could control Darkspawn.
Elganan would not bestow such power unless the Darkspawn were to serve as the main force of his army. And I suspect Gillenane will see the Darkspawn as new subjects for her modifications.
We've already run into a few Darkspawn nobody has seen before. That's in addition to the blighted dragons.
That is the fate Elganan and Gillenane planned for this world then. Corruption and blighted slavery.
Right. Everyone should be free and uncorrupted when your demons and raw magic kill them.
Do you truly believe my goal was to destroy this world?
I believe your goal, like you said, was to transfer the gods to a better prison. The one you're stuck in now. And you were willing to tear down the veil and destroy this world while you did so.
The veil is a wound I cut into the Fade in a moment of desperation, while making their prison. It should not exist. I had a host of spirits ready to help when the veil fell. They would have minimized the loss of life.
Do you have any idea what you sound like? You could have actually saved the world from the Blight, but instead, you chose to kill thousands of people with your vanity project.
It is not vanity. I broke this world. I am the only one who can fix it.
I still
Spoken like a god.
Really dislike his toe armor.
I am as I have always been. A man. All too aware of his failings. But equally aware that if he did not act, accepting the judgment it would bring, all would be lost. They call me the Dread Wolf. What will they call you when this is over?
I don't care what they call me. If they're calling me anything, it means they're still alive. That's all that matters.
Acceptance. You are willing to face the consequences your actions may one day bring, because the world needs you. I believe I can work with that. If the gods are using dragons, you will wish to find someone trained to fight them. Have you unlocked the Lighthouse Illuvian?
Yes, we found the crossroads. It's still confusing, though.
I cannot help you from in here. You may need to find an expert in the magic of the Fade. And if the Darkspawn are to be Elganon's army, you will need Grey Wardens to fight them.
I've got a few of them. Their leaders don't trust me right now, though.
I have faith in you, Rook. You seem to have a knack for gaining the cooperation of your adversaries.
Solus thinks we need a dragon hunter and a Fade expert.
He's right, about the dragon hunter at least. Rook, when I
I'm
was
tapping
with the
out because of
Inquisition,
DA spoilers,
I saw
but
some
I'm giving
terrible
money
things.
to support gaming
But
streams.
what happened to
Mayor,
Treviso?
Mayor Fancyhead, thank you for the $5 dono,
So much
despite
death.
tapping out.
Lucanus
You have a
stayed
good,
behind.
you have a good night, okay?
He said he'll be back soon, but
We'll get to a new
at
game
least
soon.
you took care of yours.
We hurt it, but didn't kill it. The dragon flew off before we could put it down.
A dragon hunter would have helped him in Rathus, that's for sure.
Do you play Dragon Age and the other games you stream in your free time, or just save them for streams because you spend the rest of the day doing research? Banana Brains, mostly I've been saving them for the stream. There are a few that I've played on stream in the past and then just like, you know, I've fallen off playing them on stream and played them off, you know, when I'm not streaming. But there are other ones that I'd like to go back to at some point, like Dragon's Dogma 2. I haven't played that one since I stopped playing it on stream, and I'd very much like to go back and finish it. I like the weird jankiness of those games. No problem, Mayor Fancy Hat. I want to call you Mayor Mick Fancy Hat, but that is not your name. Also, I'm confused at the profession of Dragon Hunter in the Dragon Age universe.
Woo 16 months baby river bait Peppahands transgender pride gay pride apothic jammies.
Hell yeah, Hammock. Thank you for the 16 months and for subscribing tier 1 over on Twitch. Appreciate you. And, yeah, I don't understand. Why would someone be a dragon hunter in Dragon Age? Unless my main point of confusion might be that only a Grey Warden can kill an archdragon, but, like, normal people can kill normal dragons that aren't archdragons. Maybe that's the case.
That's hindsight talking. We didn't know a blighted dragon was coming or that we'd need someone who could take it down.
We can't forget the second dragon in Treviso. We should see how we can help, but we're without Lucanus until he's done helping the crows. Who knows how long?
Hey, let's not get stuck in our regrets, all right?
Just so we're clear, you're taking advice from this elven god, Solus. The Solus who tried to tear down the veil? You really trust him?
Trust is such a strong word, you know?
So you don't trust him? All right then.
So a Fade expert and a dragon hunter. I'll ask around about dragon hunters and see what turns up. Come talk to me in a bit.
And I've been corresponding with someone about the lighthouse's reverberative oscillations and the resulting dimensional peculiarities. Oh, sorry. Not relevant. I'll get a message through to a Fade expert immediately.
See, Rook? Nothing to worry about.
All right. We all know what to do? Let's get going.
I like that they tried to make her do, like, technobabble, but, like, everything she said made sense. She didn't have to stop talking. Like, we can understand her. Ooh, caretaker can now enchant items.
Abundance.
Ah, the caretaker's an abundance liberal. Makes sense. 25% stagger. Yeah, sure, let's enchant it with stagger. Let's go. Wait, is it free for me to just enchant items? Like, I can just enchant every piece of item, every item I have? For realsies? Oh, interesting. Okay, I have a limited number of enchantments. Okay. Why not? Why would I not do this? Weak point damage? I think I want weak point damage. Because then if I just shoot them in the head, they take more damage. Cool. Can I do that for literally everybody? No. Okay. All items are equal in Dragon Age Veilguard? Yeah. Aw, thanks, Malachi. Wait, I need to talk to Scout Harding. Get good sleep, Mabs Alicorn.
So I put the word out for dragon hunters, and I've heard back about someone who might work. It's a woman named Tosh from a group of Ravani treasure hunters called the Lords of Fortune.
Sounds promising.
An agent for the Lords said that Tosh is working on a mission for them along the Ravane coast. If we help her, she'll be free to join us and fight any blighted dragons the gods throw our way.
What do you know about what's going on in Ravane right now?
Not much more than you do. Varric and I never went there while hunting Solus. The Kunari were on pretty good terms with Ravane, but that was before the Antam military broke away from the rest of the Kun. I wouldn't be surprised if the Antam invaded Ravane like they did Treviso and Eastern Tevinter.
All right. Guess we'll be ready. I hope someone can. We don't want to fight another dragon without help.
Time to find out if the crossroads can get us to an alluvion in that area. We'll head out whenever you're ready.
Cool. Hello, Morrigan Lestrange. How you doing?
Okay, Balara. What's your lead on getting us a Fade expert for the team?
Good evening.
Greetings.
Rook, so we need a Fade expert. I've been writing to a senior mage who fits the part. But right now he's on an expedition, so I reached out to his colleagues to find him. This is Lady Myrna and Vorgoth. They're necromancers. Mournwatch ones, I mean.
Your friend's request for a Fade expert was urgent. How darksome are things outside Navarra?
About, 6?
I see. Balara's correspondent is Professor Emmerich Volkarin, a Fade expert and powerful psychagogue.
Where can I find him?
The professor is currently delving the shrouded halls in the Grand Necropolis. We will grant you passage to look for him.
No questions about the shadow being?
Lately they grow restless.
No. We're not gonna get any elaboration on that? No? Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to know about that shadow being. Nope, didn't want to know about him at all. Not strange at all, just a normal little guy. Just real swell. Need to fix your sleep schedule? Yo, same. Let's go to Ravane! There's a little background later if you speak to them again? Okay.
Wait. Delirium daggers. Vibrating. Like a song in a wine glass. Are those voices?
Striking the crossroads without forethought would be folly. The rebellion controlled it for far too long. Its defenses will be artfully hidden.
You will not press? Our forces are cunning and sharpened.
Fen'Harel's spite is endless and his trickery not easily overcome. He will have traps in wait. A crossroads in ruin is no good to us.
That was Elganon and Gillenane. Were we eavesdropping on the past?
The dagger. Of course Solus found a way to spy on the other gods.
Let's hope it doesn't work both ways.
Okay, let's see here. Let's head over here.
Harding, is it true you can control rocks now?
Control? That's funny. I'm still trying not to drop things on my own feet. And I still don't know why this happened.
Best not to question yet.
Is it though? A gift?
You saved someone's life.
I know. I just wonder what's next.
One of the things I'm not a huge fan of in Veilguard is just this tendency to lock doors. And it's just like there's just a lock over the doorway. Can't go that way. Miss Merchant. Oh, another little guy. Look at these little wisps. They want to buy and sell things like people. That's adorable. Look at these little guys. Neat. Hello, Stargazer. Kaz, how you doing? Necromancy is just kind of normalized, though? Yeah. Do I need to go through this one? No, that goes to the necropolis. Wait, I should just open the journal. It will tell me where to go. Okay, here we go. Aha! I didn't have much context because I didn't play the other games. Yeah, my understanding is it's very, very, very uncommon for a spirit to take, like, physical shape. So, like, I don't know, seeing, like, a spirit guy walking around would be really strange. And it's not like our character is super knowledgeable about any of these things. One would think they would be like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Yo, Zetetic! Child of Light is one of my favorite indie games. Oh, I like this area. This is lovely. Oh, hell yeah.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Rook. I'm very much hoping you're Tosh.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
The Lords want to hit a cave on the coastal cliffs. Big Vincimer makes her lair there. We get her out, the Lords get in, we go home and get drunk. Might be more on Tom. Don't get in my way.
Okay.
I've got a good feeling about her. So what's the plan exactly?
We need to lure the Vincimer out of her lair. I set bait, she comes out to eat. My partners loot the lair while she's out here. We'll find the bait on the beach.
You said the dragon we're dealing with was a Vincimer.
Yeah, blue with the yellow belly. Breathes lightning.
Oh, one that breathes lightning? I've heard stories.
We're not fighting her. Lords just want the horde in her lair.
Right.
Aw, man. Can't use her special abilities yet.
On Tom ahead. Be ready. They go hard.
Don't worry, I'm speccing into the gun class.
Watch yourself. They have Gatlock cannons. Eat shit. This is not your land.
They're shooting for us.
Did pick that up.
You're not bigger than me.
Go.
You've got no problem fighting other Kunari.
I'm from Ravane. Not like I follow the Qun.
You've got the arm ropes.
Sure. I wear a lot of stuff. You don't get to tell me who I am. Doesn't matter anyway. The Antam don't follow the Qun either. Not anymore.
Man, that's like one of the
So what
most
made you wanna
interesting
work with
parts
us?
about the Kunari.
I thought you wanted us here to help you.
No.
The comment section of Sweet Blasphemy, what's the link to? I can't tell because I'm playing a Vimeo game.
We're not fighting the dragon?
No. Vincimers eat big game, usually sea life. They're not hostile unless you do something stupid.
Like poke around in its lair?
Right. So we lure her out, then the lords go in and grab anything shiny.
But you do kill dragons, right? You're a dragon hunter.
I kill them when they need killing. This one doesn't.
The Chuds were losing it with Tash. They are non-binary and they don't find Tash attractive. Also, they were calling BioWare woke when you make your Rook canonically trans. BioWare was always progressive, but the Grifters didn't even play RPGs really. But yeah, I mean, like, they don't really give a shit, right? Like, all those people, like, they don't care about video games. It's really weird, right? Like, one would think if you cared about video games, you'd want more video games that are different and that represent different kinds of people, as opposed to the same kind of slop over and over and over again. But they advocate for the same slop. It's really weird. If you love an artistic medium, you want it to, you know, be interesting, to do more, to go beyond, to go plus ultra, if you will.
All right, beach is up ahead.
Right. You said we'd find bait here?
Bait'll find us. Come on.
How is the bait gonna find us? Look, deep stalkers!
Knew they'd find us.
The deep stalkers are the bait?
Yup.
Why are you making me feel sorry for them?
Quite a few of them.
Dragons have big stomachs.
On your right! That one's big. Watch out.
That's their pack leader. Take her down.
Coming at range. That looked like it hurt.
Fuck. I can't get off my shot.
that's the last of them. Now what?
Now
You know,
get the
I
fire
would-
going and make our dragon dinner.
I really would have thought that dropping a bomb in the middle of 3 explosive
Good.
barrels
She'll like it.
would have blown up
And this
those
potion will
barrels,
put her
but
to sleep
apparently
for a
an
few
arrow
hours.
did it, so that's
But we
fine.
gotta get her attention. Use the horn up there. Come on, she'll be here soon.
So, we held up our end of the bargain.
You did it. So, what do y'all do?
Right now, we're trying to take down evil god monsters and their blighted dragons.
What? That can't be right. Dragons don't get blighted. They're smart enough to avoid that crap.
However it's happening, the gods are using the blight to force dragons to attack people.
That's messed up. Somebody needs to stop them.
That is messed up. And again, not batting an eye at the mention of, you know, elven gods, you know, existing.
There you go. A tusk curry.
Are we gonna have our own dragons?
Where are we headed?
That old Grey Warden fort. Anton might be there. I want to see what they're doing. If it's anything the Lords of Fortune need to worry about.
She responds to the horn?
This time.
You've fed her before then?
Took a while to get her used to it.
Sounds like you've got her trained.
You train a dog. You reach an understanding with a dragon.
Yeah, Luiana, like, I'm not like completely turned off this game. You know, the writing isn't quite as polished as I would hope. But I know that the development team was under a ton of pressure and bullshit from their publisher to, you know, get this thing made. Like, one of those cases where it's just kind of marvelous we have anything at all. Like, that a game exists at all. And, like, Dragon Age 2 managed to pull off, like, a pretty spectacular game.
Vincimers are clumsy on land. Better in the water.
Despite
like a knife.
They swim?
Similar
They dive down after prey like a
restrictions?
giant bird.
Not restrictions.
Sometimes they stun schools of fish with their lightning. Gulp them all down in a single bite.
Similar barriers, I'll say. But the reason it turned out so good was, you know, not because of the policies of the publisher. It succeeded in spite of itself. Waterfall secrets, the best thing in video games.
maybe too close.
Letting us know she sees us. Might also be her way of saying thanks for the food.
Thanks for being food.
Someone built an entire fortress and then left it empty?
This used to be a big Grey Warden outpost. They left after the Darkspawn stopped coming.
There we go. Sha 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 sha. Hell yeah, Griffin helmet. Yeah, I wish this game had a lot more Varric in it, because Varric is such a fun character. Such like a great little goober. Like, I want him to talk more about his romance novels. Oh, mommy.
Yep, that's the Tom.
Let's check inside the fort. I want to see what they're doing.
Okay. Oh, damn.
More on Tom. You're not even supposed to be here. Weak dust people? I'll show you weak dust people! Let's keep looking.
Got him.
So the Antom took over the outpost after the Grey Wardens abandoned it?
Yeah. Ravane and the Canary were at peace forever. Then the Antom broke away from the Qun and invaded. The Canary builders are part of a different caste. They didn't break away. So the Antom take over old forts like this instead of building their own.
Well, I mean, why would you build your own fort if there's a perfectly good fort that no one's using right over here? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you just go build your own when you could just take this one? I'm not the crazy one here, right? Your instructions are unchanged. Use the nets to bring the dragon from the sky and grapples to tie it down. Do this and win glory for the Antam.
Grapples, nets. The Antam are going after the Vincimer.
Is that bad? She can deal with that, right?
Not after I drugged her. Come on. They've been watching. They knew I drug her to make her sleep. Assholes!
Oh no! I'm not entirely sure what the stakes are here. Not my best work, not pretty, but got the job done. Oh, my ultimate is full already. That's cool.
Come on!
Ow. Oh, God. Oh, no. God. And now I never run out of arrows. Running around at the speed of sound. Here's your wheel and combo skills. But why? Why when I have the power of ranged combat?
They haven't seen us yet. We can run.
Hey!
Oh damn, he kind of thick though.
I brought her down. She's mine by right.
Makara.
Mara Namra Benari Bala. Atashmar Tarost, Asitarala. Kyuto.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Tarala. Come on.
I like that. That's pretty nice. Just keeping that up your sleeve.
That's a problem.
Gonna be taking fire.
So, you breathed fire.
Yeah.
But how?
Were we supposed to know this? Because I don't remember you mentioning it.
We can talk later.
Why
Let me know
would
when you're ready. I'll burn the chains off the dragon.
Why would
she know we're trying to help?
Why would
she's pissed?
We don't have to fight her, do we?
We can run. I don't think she'll chase us.
Why would Tash tell us that? We are not obligated to know that information. This game is very pretty. Archangel, what up? I hope Kyryu's doing alright.
As one dragon flew off, now safe to finish its nap, uninterrupted, another was about to wake up.
Oh,
the
shit.
surviving Antam poachers carried news of a fire-breathing Kunari back to their leader. Tosh and the team would soon find themselves being hunted by the Dragon King.
Metal.
Wonderfully done, Tash. While you played with the big scary dragon, we looted the shiny
Ah,
stuff
Isabella!
from her cave. So, Rook, Varric's talked about you. I see he wasn't making shit up this time. They call me Isabella, among other things.
Hell yeah!
What did you find in the cave?
A lot of dragon shit, gold, some fancy trinkets, and this.
If it puts a smile on your face, that's good enough for me.
Oh, it does.
Thank you for all your efforts. This is just as I had hoped.
Rook, this is Shathan. She's our expert on Kunari artifacts.
This piece predates the Steel Age by centuries. It comes from an earlier attempt.
Oh, I'm
at
sorry to hear that,
settlement.
Archangel. That sucks.
One that left no survivors. You used your fire.
What? No.
Were you seen by the Antam? You promised you would be careful, Evatosh. You need to be away for a while. It is good you are joining Rook's team.
Well, we
I'm
killed
what?
all the guys that were there, so...
Wait, were you not aware of this? Our contact here said you'd agreed to join us.
Didn't Shathan... I thought you and your mother had agreed on this.
Nope.
Whoops. Well, you'll work it out. You always do. For gold and glory, Tash. You're welcome back whenever. Rook, pleasure doing business with you.
Mother, what did you do?
I thought you would enjoy the chance to work with Rook's team. Do you not wish to stop these blighted dragons?
Of course I do. I might have decided to join on my own. Maybe after you talked to me.
I talked to you about not using your fire in front of the Antam. I will prepare potions for you to take. Would you prefer ginger or lavender?
The ginger.
Hassam Vinek. Rook, you will keep her safe.
Well, it must be nice to have your mother so involved in your life. Anyway, welcome to the team. Might not be what you wanted, but we could really use the help.
I'll get my stuff. Hey. It is.
Sorry?
Joining your team. It is what I wanted.
Glad to hear it.
We did it! Huzzah! New exploration level unlocked. Let's see here. Wait, why can't I? Oh, skills. There we go. One more level and I can unlock gun, the best class. Cool. And let's look at the map. Oh, we should go talk to people.
Usually have to dodge traps and fight spiders to see this much old elven stuff. Talk to Isabella if you want to sell any of it. She'll get you a good deal.
Spoken like a veteran treasure hunter.
Yep, for gold and glory. The lords make runs no one else can. Isabella's undies would catch fire if she saw all this.
Feel free to use the ancient elven artifacts for weight training, but nothing leaves with you, okay?
Don't worry about that. The Lords of Fortune aren't thieves.
Most of us shadow dragons are wanted for worse than theft. But if some lords are in it for themselves?
Nah. Anything we hunt is salvage. Old forgotten ruins and crap. And we make sure we're not screwing over a culture that lost it. That's what my mother does with the Kunari stuff.
So your mother appraises Kunari artifacts the Lords of Fortune find?
Yeah. She tells them how rare something is, how much it might be worth. Also tells them if they found something cultural.
Cultural?
You know, important. Stuff you don't want going to some rich noble's collection. The lords send that stuff back to the Kunari in Parvalin. They pay the lords a finder's fee.
Interesting. The lords do all this out of the goodness of their hearts?
We do get paid. Name another job where you get danger pay for killing giant spiders.
Right. For gold and glory.
The lords are good people. They helped my mother when she came here from Kontar. She got here with nothing but me and the clothes on her back. Only skill she had was Kunari history. The lords gave her work.
All right. I guess I'll just leave you here. A treasure hunter with all the priceless artifacts.
Okay, I was gonna go back to Ravane later. Got a thing to do for my mother. You can come along, if you want.
Do I need to be ready for combat? Or traps?
Nah.
All right. Just let me know when.
Okay. Okay.
The fires are lit.
All right, upgrading stuff. Complete. And we gotta talk to Harding and Davrin. Got a lot of people to talk to, my god.
Did I see you writing a message to the Inquisition? What's that about?
You know, Varric and I were part of the Inquisition, right? I'm trying to get news about the South. But Charter hasn't replied to any of my messages. I'm trying not to worry about what's happening there, but... No, it's probably fine. Charter's just busy. She's always busy.
Charter... who's that?
She's the Inquisition's spy master. Or she would be, if there was still an Inquisition. I suppose she just works for the Inquisitor now?
I haven't heard much about the Inquisition in years.
Oh, that's intentional. When the breach was open, we needed a large group to stop Southern Thedas from falling into chaos. It's changed in the years since. We're a smaller force working underground to keep an eye on things going on in the world.
Why isn't she here? We could use a hand.
Charter entrusted the search for Solus to Varric, to us. The world's large, and she's got many things to deal with.
So how long were you with the Inquisition? 10 years?
Something like that. Why?
You must know the Inquisitor.
Well, yeah, we worked together. I wasn't part of the Inquisitor's inner circle, though. I spent more time with the ordinary people, the ones you didn't hear about.
So tell me about these ordinary Inquisition members I haven't heard about.
The Inquisition hired hundreds, and most of them weren't Magisters or Ben Hasrith or the left hand of the Divine. There were scouts and stable hands, carpenters and cooks and quartermasters, even 2 dedicated pastry chefs. Most of them volunteered, like me. We wanted to help in whatever small way we could.
You helped people. That's not small.
I am wearing the Hawk armor,
Felt like it
Archangel.
sometimes. I'd sit with Rector and Faulkner and we'd watch the important people with their important business rushing by.
Rector, Faulkner...
Liliana gave all her agents pseudonyms.
Right, like Charter.
Well, Charter's Charter, but when the other 2 and I were together, we were just Lace, Wilbur, and Katya.
Am I playing any other games? I've been playing, I think it's called Star Renegades, which has been interesting. It's like a roguelike RPG about fighting like a multi-dimensional war. It's pretty fun.
But you did know people from the Inquisitor's inner circle, didn't you?
And I just finished Yes,
Sure,
Your Grace
but those early
last
days,
week.
all I wanted was to prove myself and not get
Which
in
was
anyone's way.
interesting and fun. I'd
Some
recommend
of them
it.
were more
Very cool adventure
approachable
game.
than others. Sarah was a puppy with a new toy. 100 new toys. Fun, if you can handle the mess. She was really the only one who could make Rainier, well, Blackwall then, let down his guard. Otherwise, he kept to himself and stuck to the stables. We'd talk when I visited the horses. And there was Cole, of course.
The spirit boy?
Yep. I was just sitting on the walls one day, and he asked if he could join my game.
Like a card game?
Nah, just good old people watching. Must have seemed like a game to him somehow. We'd pick strangers out of the crowd and try to say something about them. Like, ooh, she heard the joke yesterday and she's still trying not to laugh. Or one of Cole's. His eyes remind her of the ones beneath her bed.
Who stores eyes under their bed? I'm partial to a nice wall display myself.
Well, that's one interpretation that never occurred to me. Thanks.
You're welcome. Wasn't Cole an empath? He must have been great at this game.
Aha, but the rule was you couldn't say anything you actually knew. He got it in the end. I think.
So you didn't ask him if he guessed right?
Well, being right wasn't the point. Making a habit of seeing people was. I think he liked that. It's why you don't miss.
What about the game you played with the rich lady? That's called Overboard. Made by the wonderful development outlet at Inkle.
And the Inquisitor's advisors? What about them?
Of all of them, I'd say Josephine is my favorite. She's lovely. She still sends me a box of handmade sweets from Valroyo every year on my name day. Cullen and I got along too, but he was always busy. He would have bad days from lyrium withdrawal sometimes, and I would share the tea that my ma sent. He's from Ferelden too. Maybe it reminded him of home.
What about Leliana? I heard she's intense.
I think she likes to cultivate that reputation. She's not nearly as terrifying as she sounds. Oh, I passed her in the Great Hall one day, and she suddenly turned and asked me if I wanted a nug.
A nug? Those small pink rodent things? What for?
She loved them and made a hobby of breeding them as pets.
So did you take the nug?
No! What am I gonna do with a nug?
Do you miss it? The Inquisition, I mean.
It's hard to miss an organization. They're only as good as their people, don't you think? But I do miss my friends. We write each other, but it's not the same. And the
I
Inquisition
played on
is
stream again,
different from
Morgan
what we've built
Lestrange.
here. Not better or worse, just different. It's special
Might
when
play a
you're
few of
among
their other
people
games,
working
too.
toward the same goal.
Not everyone. There was Solus. What did you really think of him back then?
Lonely. He always seemed lonely. It's hard not to be when you hold yourself above everyone else.
He might be lonely, but I doubt he cares. He's single-minded. Nothing else matters besides his crusade.
Because it's the only thing he's had. My ma used to say, a caged dog forgets there's grass outside. Anyway, I'm sure something out there's on fire, and here I am rambling about the past. I should let you go. Talk later?
Earned a lot of brownie points with Scout Harding. Let's go. We need to take Solus for a walk. Yeah, he's getting all cooped up, trapped in the Fade. He's got the zoomies.
Brooke, hey.
Who's thoughtful?
Neat. I did the thing. Don't forget to take water breaks. True.
Rook, I was thinking of taking Hassan for a walk. He could use the exercise. Chance to stretch his wings. Thought you'd like to come along.
Okay. Are we doing... Are we... Oh, okay, the walk is a quest. You mean like go somewhere. Cool, okay. So now, like right now, just like sometime in the future, we'll take a walk. I mean, alright. Hey Tosh, we've been trying to get supplies to the crows in Treviso, but the crows who were supposed to pick up the supplies were in Ravane, never reported in. If you and your fancy new friends have the time, would you check it out? The drop point was over on the coast. For gold and glory, Isabella.
Hey, you heard of the Hall of Valor? It's a fighting arena with the lords.
Interesting.
Just tell me when you're ready.
What? I mean... Oh, okay. Some of these conversations are very truncated to an almost comical degree.
Don't panic. Things always seem impossible. Just fight one battle at a time.
I hope we get to fix Bianca by the end of this game. All right, folks, it is time for me to hit the hay. And, you know, I will see you guys on a new day. I'll be posting my, my Pride outfits, this weekend, and, hope you guys enjoy those. I might stream at some point. Probably not Saturday, probably not tomorrow, but maybe Sunday. And if not, I will see you all on Monday, folks. Guess the finale of the game is kind of taking Solus for a walk. Taking Solus for a walk out behind the shed. Be safe, everyone. Indeed. Hope you guys all had fun with the stream today. And I will see you all later. Happy Pride, everybody. Bye.